Hello, 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 and welcome to a special edition of Her Talks 2024. I am your host, Dr. Angela House, and as you all know who have been with us for over the past few months, this is the Herpreneur Network. We are a network of Christian women in ministry and in business. We collaborate, we create, we celebrate each other, and we have been talking, or at least I have been talking to you over the last few months about the her experience in Houston. And tonight, I have the honor and the privilege to interview and introduce you to one of our keynote speakers, Ms. Kyara Ofuani. And if I said your name wrong, blame my head and not my heart. Hello, how are you, Kyara? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
What me now?
I I hear you now.
Okay, perfect. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. So, for those of you that I just introduced, she is one of our keynote speakers that we have. She is going to be on the main stage with us in Houston. She is a dynamo. She is a lawyer. And I'm going to let her just tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes. Well, first, thank you so much for having me on your podcast today and just having me in your network in general. I am so honored and appreciative. The network has definitely been so kind to me, and I'm just looking forward to continue to build relationship with you all. And so,
Awesome.
kind of like you said before, my name is Kyara Ofuani. I'm a nonprofit attorney here in Houston, Texas, and I like to just think of myself as a change maker. I have been very much dedicated to service in whatever capacity that I can. And so I always like to say I'm trying to break the chains of bondage that our people have been in, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, legally. And so I have geared my nonprofit and my career around providing people with information and advocating so that we can have as much knowledge as possible and be on the assignment that God has us on. So that's just a little bit about me, and I'm definitely happy to chat with you more about women in business and faith and how important it is for us to be in the marketplace and show God while we're in the marketplace.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I know you live in Houston.
Yes.
So you are going to be right there with us, and we will be more dependent on you than you will be on us because you'll
Yes,
be on your
ma'am.
home state. You'll be on your home grounds. So I know you have a family.
hmm
You have a young son, I believe.
Yes.
So how are you finding juggling motherhood with your career?
Yeah, that is a great question. So, it has honestly been a pretty good journey so far. So, my husband and I have our own law firm, and so it has really given us autonomy over our time as far as being able to allocate and be flexible in what we're doing, and we're also very much into trying to do as much like homeschooling and home daycare as possible. So we have the baby with us every day when we're doing work too. And so it's really just a balance of that of, whatever priority is that day. If I need to handle it, then I'll handle it. And my husband will watch the baby and vice versa. If he needs to handle something, then he'll handle that and I'll watch the baby. And then we're very much organized as far as like calendars and just prioritizing things like that. But as long as you write out your goals or hour by hour, day by day, I think that, and you have a good support system, then balancing career and motherhood can definitely work out for you.
Awesome, awesome. That's a whole topic right there within itself
Yes.
because there are so many of us that get harried. We get, we just get overwhelmed trying to balance
hmm
across the board. So hats off to you because
Thank
that is
you.
absolutely awesome. I would probably be running around in 12 different directions going. So that is really great. So I know that you do nonprofit, and I think that's something that's kind of close to everyone. So we'll touch on that.
Okay.
But give me a little sneak preview about exactly what are you going to be talking about at in Houston.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to be doing two different topics. So the first one, I'm going to be moderating a panel of attorneys. And so there are going to be some other female attorneys on the panel, and I'll just basically be asking them questions about business in general. So small businesses, nonprofits, trademarking, things like that, just to help everyone in the network know how to be in legal compliance and just get some thought provoking things going on, so that they can analyze later what they need for their business. And then when I'm doing the keynote speaking, I'm going to be speaking. The title is "Man's Law versus God's Law," and so that is going to be a conversation around what laws of the land that we live in contradicts God's law and how we're navigating that. And I'll be able to specifically give people examples of how what I like to call navigating the belly of the beast when I'm in the courtroom and fighting against laws that are against God in their realm, like really being in in the belly of their beast and trying to maintain righteousness, and be able to talk about our moral purpose and things like that. So it's definitely going to be around there. It's going to be hitting some controversial topics because we're definitely in an age where we soften the truth, or mask it or make it seem nice instead of specifically going about the principles that God has left us in the basic instructions before leaving earth. And so I'm just bringing out accountability and being able to help us all make sure that we're building our character on a regular basis.
Oh, did you hear what she said to the people in the audience? This is something everybody needs to tune into. If you are not coming to Houston to the her experience, you need to buy a virtual ticket so that you can hear this. This is just one of the amazing speakers that we're going to have. I mean, that just woo, you just blew me away. You blew me away because there's so many things. And I mean, when we talk about moral perpetuity, there's so many things that are supposed to be the law of the land, except they just go against righteousness and goodness. That is
Mhm.
going to be a fantastic, fantastic topic. I
Yes.
don't want you to spill any more beans. You guys need to come in and hear this conversation. It is going to be May the 30th through June the 2nd. We are going to be in Houston. Somebody said Houston had a problem. The herpreneurs are coming with some solutions.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Kyara is going to be giving one. She's one of our solutionists.
Definitely.
Don't miss this exciting time. Again, if you are not coming to Houston, you can get a virtual ticket. We will have someone put that link up so that you can see it in the chat, the comments, to get that ticket and come and see us. So let's talk about some other things with you. I
Yes.
know we're not even going to go back on that one because we're going to say all of those little details. I mean, that was a great gem that you just dropped, and we just need to follow the trail and pick up all those nuggets.
Yes, ma'am.
But I know you talk about nonprofit. There are a
Uh-huh.
lot of people, including myself, who want to start a nonprofit, and we just don't know where to start. What kind of advice would you give to someone like me who says, I know I have this idea. I know it's supposed to be a nonprofit. I don't know where to start.
Yes, definitely. I love that. So, one reason why I definitely love being in the nonprofit realm is because I truly believe that we can make our ministry our business. And nonprofits generally are advocating for a cause, serving the needy, serving the poor, fighting for justice and righteous things. And so, being in the nonprofit realm is definitely a great space to be in, especially if you're a faith based person. And so, if you believe that God gave you a certain ideal or an assignment that you need to be on, nonprofit is a great route to go, especially when you're looking for support in monetary dollars. You're looking for volunteers and things like that. And while you can just start off with literally just getting a group together and going to do volunteerism work, that's kind of like where I started off. I would just get some friends. I'd be like, hey, let's all put in $100. We would go get hygiene products and food and put little care bags together and go drop them off at the homeless. And that was just us going to do work. However, there are definitely business structures and tips that can help you build wealth in your family. And so, just having a nonprofit a 501c3 tax exempt organization, or just a tax exempt organization in general, because there's so many different types of tax exempt organizations. But just getting yourself recognized with your state and federally. So just applying for that business certificate is definitely a great place to start. And then that is something that can just entice donors and other people to donate to your organization, because then they're able to write it off on their taxes and things like that. Another benefit of making sure that you have your business certificate is that you can put that nonprofit into a trust, a part of your estate plan. And when you pass away later, you can pass that asset down to your children, and
Wow.
have that be a part of your legacy as well. And so there's so many different things that you can do with making sure that your nonprofit is structured and in compliance as a business. But I would definitely start there once you have your idea, to go ahead and start getting your official business certificate, and make sure that you have a team available to help you strategically plan out what a timeline looks like. And when we usually do consultations, we always ask people, hey, what's the end goal? What does success look like for you? And if you already have the end goal in mind when you start, then that'll help you throughout the trajectory of your journey getting there.
Okay, so we will be doing some business together. I can guarantee you that one. I don't have the end goal. I just know what God has told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do it.
Yes.
And I know the rest is going to follow with it. But that was some awesome information, because I know several people that have tried to put one together, and you run into these roadblocks that you're not prepared for. So it's for you guys out there, you absolutely, absolutely need to make sure that if you're doing a 501c3, that you get some information. Make sure that the person knows what it is that they're doing. There's so many different things, because I know you set it up, and I live in Georgia, so I would set it up in the state of Georgia. But in my mind, if we're talking about the end game, in my mind, I want it to be almost nationwide. So I know I'm going to have to start. So I would guess that would mean I would have to set it up in separate states and all that kind of thing. So those are information that you need an expert to come and do those kind of things for you. You better write her name down and find her, because this is going to be the lady for you.
Definitely, definitely. And I love that. Because with nonprofit, there's just, like I said, there's so much that you can do, or so many different places that you can start off with your nonprofit organization. But honestly, as long as you write down the plan and start to make movement and make traction every day, you're gonna definitely get the goal done from there. And you don't always have to. I always tell people too, you don't always have to have monetary dollars, I like to say, as like your form of resource to be able to provide the services, or live out the idea that you're going towards. There's such things as in-kind services, when you're literally having people come provide a service for free. Like, say you want to provide mental health care for the low income community, you can find counselors or professionals that will do those services for free. Or even if you're just going to a local store asking them to donate school supplies to you, and then you're giving out backpacks or something to that nature to other groups. There are so many different ways that you can live out your nonprofit outside of just having that monetary dollar. So as long as you're open to perspectives and open to different ways that you can serve the community, you'll be successful.
Oh, you are a plethora of information. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So, how, well, before I go to that,
Yes.
for those of you that are just coming in, this is the Herpreneur Her Talks. We have the privilege and the honor today to be interviewing one of our keynote speakers for the Her Experience. So if you've been listening to me over the last few months, you know that the Her Experience is coming to Houston, Texas. It is a networking event. I mean, the ultimate networking event, in my opinion. It is for
Definitely.
yes, oh yes. We're looking at 6-figure, 7-figure women. We're looking at experts in all kinds of fields. We're going to have the word. We have some signature events. We are giving out the Her Awards, where we honor the local people that are doing the grassroots work in the communities, those that are helping your children through school, those that are paving the way for senior citizens, those that are pushing back on your local leaders in your community, your chamber of commerce, the people that are saying this is what we need and this is how we get it. So we will be honoring about 35 to 40 dynamic women You need to be there for all of that. If you are an entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, get a ticket. You need to come to this event. You need to be able to understand the impact that people are making, such as Attorney Kyara Ofuani. We have a plethora of speakers that are going to be out there. I cannot wait until we get to Houston so that we can have a dynamic time. One of the other things that you touched on was trademark.
Mhm.
So tell us about not the whole shebang, but tell us about the importance of having a trademark and the necessity of why you would do it.
That's a great question. So I always like to tell people that when looking at getting any type of copyright or trademark for your business, it's definitely on a sliding scale, just depending on the market that you want to reach. So some people, success looks different to everyone. So there are some people that maybe literally can fund their life off of 3 clients, and they are okay with that small cohort that they have going on, and they're servicing there. They may not need a trademark because that is how they structure their business, where they're only going to be working with a couple lifelong clients, and that's it. But if you're the type of person that wants to work globally, or you're going to be having a lot of people knowing your brand,
Mhm.
or trying to move and influence a large amount of people in that capacity, then it may be advantageous for you to get a trademark to protect your either name, your logo, or any type of product or invention that you have created. So it just depends on the particular thing that you want to copyright or trademark. It just depends on those works. But I definitely think that it's important based upon what audience you're serving. So sometimes people have run into issues where they may create a very similar name to, say it's a non, since we're talking about nonprofit, say it's a nonprofit. So
Right.
say your name for nonprofit is Sisters, and it's just Sisters, but then someone else has a nonprofit called Sisters, but it's Sisterz. And you just are talking about sisters in the community, saying go to sisters.com and donate X, Y, and Z. We're serving young Black girls and all of that jazz.
Right.
But you didn't distinguish to them what how
Right.
the spelling is of the name, or which organization logo was yours, and things like that. And that person donated $50,000, but they donated it to the wrong organization. That those are type of things that can happen when you don't trademark your name, because then that name, Sisters, has free autonomy for someone to create anything that is similar. When you do have a trademark and you own that name, anytime someone tries to create another business that has a similar name, or they even try to trademark that name, it gets flagged in the system, where
Oh,
they'll contact someone saying, hey, this is very similar, especially if it's the same type of product or service that you're doing, where if it's so similar that it would be misleading to a customer, then they'll deny that person from having that business name or having that trademark. But if you don't even trademark your business to have the ownership of that name, then when other people are applying for a business name or a trademark, they wouldn't even know to protect your name, if that makes sense.
right. And I didn't even realize that similarities even counted. Because when you were saying sisters and sister, my next question was going to be, do I have to take our variations and trademark that? But I see exactly what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. That's good news. That's a nugget, guys. That's a free nugget you got tonight. See, this is the Herpreneur Network. This is what we do. We're not going to give you too much, but you need to think about the things that you are doing. So we are looking so forward to having you as a keynote speaker. Tell us what you would like to say to the audience right now.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to speaking at the Herpreneur Network event. It's definitely going to be transformational. It's so important that we mind what we hear what we see, what we say, what we're around, the environment, the people. And so being able to create a network of other women that are in faith, that are leaning and praying to God, that are making sure that they're living a righteous lifestyle is going to be so crucial to our growth, and making sure that we have that accountability and we don't get off track. So if you are a woman that is looking for support in your business, you want to do business and live life with other faith-based women, I think it's so important that you try to get to this conference or get on the online link so that you can take your support levels to the next level. And then I definitely another lesson that I definitely want to throw out there that I have been focusing on lately is the saying, it is nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And
Oh
that
yeah.
so many people are going through so many things in life, and we have been on such this individualistic mindset.
Yeah.
But if we just let down the titles, we just let down needing that extra validation and just treat people with kindness, it will go a long way and it'll cultivate more relationships. So while it's nice to be important, it is definitely more important to be nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. That in itself is a topic right there. That was great. We've had some
Yes,
people that have
ma'am.
come in the room. We have Miss Linda Kelly. She is watching with us. She says hello. We have Takima Rogers that is saying greetings to everyone. We have Gwendolyn Monroe. She is saying greetings. I see Dr. Nikki has popped in here, I believe, and she's supposed to be on vacation, but you know she is in here checking out what it is that we do. So everyone, this is Kyara Ofuani. She is going to be one of our keynote speakers that we are having at the Her Experience in Houston, Texas. It's going to be at the beautiful Hyatt Regency West in Houston. It is going to be a magnificent time. For those of you that don't know, we have several signature events. We talked about the Her Awards, where we honor the people in the area. We also have a pink fire brunch. The pink fire brunch is where we get the word, and we have brunch while we're doing that. And I'm gonna spill the beans. I might get in trouble. I might get in trouble, but if you've been looking at our flyers, it's good trouble, because our keynote the speaker this year is none other than the amazing, the absolutely delightful Yolanda Adams. Come, 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 come. This
Yeah.
is an event that you do not want to miss. We're going to have the Her Awards. We're going to have the Her Cave. We got a fashion show. We have so many things that you're going to be able to enjoy. We do have a few speaker slots that are left. Now, you can't be a keynote anymore. Those went quick. But we do have some slots left. So if you're interested, let us know. I think we have a few vendor spots available. If you're interested, it's the place for you to be. We are talking about the ultimate networking experience for business people in ministry and Christian women that are entrepreneurs. Come and learn, come and grow, come and be a part of the solution that we are bringing to Houston. Dr. Nikki is in the house. She said, "That's my attorney." Big ups to you from Kyara. So we're just going to have a fabulous time. I mean, we are 3 weeks away. Today is the 9th. This gets started on the 30th. So literally 21 days away. 3 weeks we have. Again, if you're looking to become a speaker, we need to join. If you want information, look at your screen, www.thehertour.org. It's going to give you information about the entire event. It even tells you what to wear, what time things are happening, the events, what we're doing. You have never seen a website that is going to be has been this inclusive of the things that you need to do. www.thehertour.org. We are still looking for vendors. We still have some speaker slots. So if you are looking, make sure you take this website so that you can get with us. Join us in Houston. I can't reiterate that enough. This is going to be a great time. We had our first one last year in Dallas. It was a huge success. This one is going to be over the top. We already know that. We are so excited. So right now, I want to give you a big thank you for your time. I know you're a busy lady, but it has been my profound pleasure. You have been a delight to speak with. So, any parting words you'd like to say before we end this show tonight?
Thank you so much for having me. It has been a pleasure speaking with you too. And I definitely am looking forward to speaking. Make sure that you guys check out the hertour.org to get your tickets. You don't want to miss it. Man's Law versus God's Law. We got to get our character together, y'all. So make sure you come there and we're going to work it out together, get your support system together, and we're going to help each other stay accountable. And that's what I got to leave you guys with tonight.
Thank you. That was perfect. That was a perfect ending for this interview. Again, come to Houston. Houston's got some problems. We're coming with some solutions. Be there. That is the mandate. Be there. It is something that is going to impact your life. It's going to be invaluable to your future. And we are going to have a lot of fun. Again, thank you, Kyara, for being on here tonight. Anyone out there, www.hertour.org. Please make sure that you take that link, keep it in your head so you can join us. And we will see you again on the next special edition of Her Talks, because I will be interviewing some more of these dynamic speakers. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you
Thank
later.
you.
Bye bye. Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Kyra. Bye.